What is up, everybody? Jester here, and in the last video I showed you how to turn curious deposits into runaway mold and make nanites. Well, today we're going to continue down that path of how to get nanite dominant, and we're going to be testing something that's a fairly new system. We're going to be using outlaw systems with outlaw stations and X-class upgrades, and in the very limited testing I did, I'm here to tell you guys this is the new meta for when it comes down to nanites. I don't know exactly yet what it's going to make, but it's going to be a pretty big number. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's discover how to do this together. Finding these systems is actually pretty simple. You're just going to be looking for that skull icon when you go to your galaxy map. Now, a word of warning, if you do not have an economy scanner put in your ship, go to the Nexus, go ahead and get your stuff put in there. I get it unlocked. It's going to be super useful going forward. It lets you know what tier system you're jumping to, as well as controlling faction, all the major things that you want to know. When you do find a system that has the skull, simply click into it and warp over. We'll get moving. When you arrive in system, even if there's a freighter battle or whatever going on, you don't have to mess with it. Just go straight to the outlaw station. All you're going to do is land, and that's where this adventure really starts. Once on foot in the station, you're going to seek out this vendor, the contraband agent. Now, as you can see in their inventory, they've got tons of stuff to sell here, including nip buds, suspicious packet of goods. What we're going to be looking for starts on page 2, though. We're going to be looking for 4 main things today. Number 1 is going to be the larval cores, and number 2, the hadal cores. In one step, these directly refine down to nanites, and I want to test how many we can grab in an hour. I know that hypnotic eyes will do the same thing, but the refining time takes considerably longer. We'll cover that in the next video. Mostly, though, we're here for the suspicious packet of arms and the suspicious packet of tech. We're going to buy up all of those that we have. Again, I know sometimes you can see runaway mold and residual goop. We'll cover that later. Now that we have the things that we want purchased, it's time to get them opened up. Hover over these things in your inventory and long press whatever button it is to open. You don't want to install anything. What we're hoping for are X-class upgrades. These are going to be super valuable to us here in just a minute. But you're not just going to get those. There are certain things that you can dismantle, and you can break that down into certain resources. There's other things you can sell to recoup some money. I even saw a certain type of thing that was analyzing that you get nanites from. But mostly, you want the upgrades. Now that we have our upgrades in our pocket, we're simply going to come over here to the salvage dealer. And all you have to do is go up to the sell tab, and you can sell him back all of those X-class upgrades that you just got for various amounts of nanites. I was noticing pretty quickly this looked like a pretty good number, so I've got a really good feeling about this test and where it's going. When I do these tests, I keep one personal thing in mind, and that is I do not want to waste your time as a viewer with a bad test. So I try to take my time and set everything up in the best possible way to show you how to get the best possible results out of the time you're spending in No Man's Sky. To make sure I was doing just that, I visited 23 straight outlaw systems. Now, they varied in tiers, but I wanted to make sure that I had a big list of these to visit back to back, figuring it'd take 2 to 3 minutes per. And I did discover a couple of fun things about doing this. And one is you cannot teleport from an outlaw station to a regular space station, nor the other way around. So you have to either start this in a base or on an outlaw station. But what I did find was you can actually teleport between the outlaw stations, and that should vastly cut down our time. I'm actually hoping that 23 of these is going to be enough to where I don't have to worry too much about respawn rates. The parameter for the test, real simple, 60 minutes. We just want to see exactly what we can get done in 1 hour. We will be collecting both of the cores, the hadal and the larval. We will count those separately at the end, but I thought since they don't take very long to refine, we could probably go ahead and sort of include them in this test. Also, we got to have a starting point here. So we are going to be starting with 200,000 nanites and just short of 3.94 billion units. So it's kind of important to tell, how much money we're spending as well as how many nanites we're making so you can kind of get a valuation. So with the clock running, I want to show you guys this whole interaction with the very first station. And the reason is that I learned very quickly, even in this first station, a few things about this. One, not all stations are created equal. This one only had 5 between arms and tech and only had larval cores. It didn't even have the hadal cores. So, but what I also realized was it takes less time to open the 5 than it does to open 16. These stations can vary from 3 pieces all the way up to 16 pieces. So I figure on the back end, we're going to make up for that with the potential extra trip to another station down the road. Also, it doesn't take all that much time to sell 5 of these either. Not as much as it would 16 separate ones. And again, we're talking seconds here. It's not like if you're doing this casually, you'd be overly worried about that. But the way that I've got this set up, just sprint all the way across the station, which kind of stunk, and then go to the space station tab, scroll down to the last one on the list, and pick it up, and we're off to the next one. And just to show you that, yes, these stations do vary dramatically, and I'm assuming that's tied to their tier, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, as to what this dude has when you go to buy it. This one had 8 and 8. So that's the maximum number that I found anyway, was 16 total at any given station. And again, opening these takes a little bit longer. Selling them takes just a little bit longer. So I don't think that having that small ones in the beginning really hurt our overall number in the end very much at all. With my 1 hour up, I went ahead and sorted out my inventory, and I kept looking back at my number, and I honest to God couldn't believe it. You guys, if your jaws don't hit the floor, promise you, mine did. Let me show you. 157,061 nanites in an hour. And we spent just about 90 million units getting it done, just short of 100 million units. I was absolutely flabbergasted with this result. We also got back several things that we could sell, some of which were fairly rare. And then we also picked up a lot of other things here. The cores that we ended up with, 174 of the Hadal cores and 196 of the larval cores. And these, I do want to show this because it really doesn't take very long to get these refined. You just put them strictly into the refiner. Let's walk over there now. And they take 2 seconds to get done. Literally 2 seconds. So you can include this if you'd like. It's an extra 5 minutes or so, but this is 500 per stack. So let me get these all done up, and I will show you guys the final result of everything we grabbed this entire trip. With everything done and refined, we ended up with an extra about 18,000 nanites just from those cores, for a grand total of 175,561. Again, spending a little over 90 million units. Guys, this is easily the new meta. You've got to try this. If you want to make nanites, this is the way. In the next video, I'm going to show you several other methods that are much, much smaller than this that you can make nanites doing, and just have a fun activity to go do, whether it might be a little bit of combat or something for ship searching or any of those type of things. I'll show you some different methods. There's even some mining and refining that you can do to make nanites, but there's going to be nothing compared to this method, guys. So hopefully that earns your subscription, and don't forget to like the video, because this is an excellent topic, and if you guys need nanites, set this up. This works wonderful. Until that next video, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye.